I have a startling reality for you if you're over 60 and still think that drinking green tea in the morning keeps you young, healthy, and heart protected. It isn't. In actuality, practically every drink you take can be doing nothing at all for your health, because that cup of tea isn't giving you circulation, power, or stamina if it doesn't have one secret ingredient, something straightforward that may already be in your kitchen, just a reputation for warm water.
And that insight transforms everything for the thousands of men I've treated. My name is Dr. Mohit Cara, and I'm a urologist and men's health specialist with more than 30 years of experience helping men naturally regain their confidence, vitality, and performance. I've witnessed the consequences of your body ceasing to absorb necessary nutrients. By making a single minor adjustment to their morning routine, I have seen men rediscover their spark. Here's where it gets weird. One of the strongest antioxidants known to science, EGCG, is found in green tea. It's meant to help your metabolism, blood vessels, and even your sex. However, as you become older, the majority of it is destroyed by your digestive system before it can enter your bloodstream. In reality, it's slipping straight through you even though you believe you're giving your body nourishment. This is the good news. Everything that green tea promises can be unlocked with only one easy, natural ingredient: increased vigor, stable energy, and stronger blood flow. I'll tell you exactly what that ingredient is, how it functions in your body, and how to use your daily cup of tea to gain strength, vitality, and enduring manhood in a matter of seconds. Make sure you click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell before we start so you don't miss any more life-altering health secrets. If you're interested in finding out how easy daily routines might help you regain your strength and energy, please leave a remark. Type 0 if you believe I can perform better. Your input enables me to formulate the best recommendations for you. Now that you know why most green tea has virtually little effect on males over 60, let's explore the real story. I'll describe what truly occurs within your body in this first section, as well as why the potent antioxidants in your tea never make it to your bloodstream as they need to. The hidden truth about green tea and males over 60 is covered in Part 1. Like many of my patients, I began my mornings in the same manner for years. A peaceful kitchen, a hot cup of green tea, and the reassuring knowledge that I was improving my health and heart. This is my daily medicine, I recall thinking. The reality I learned later in my career, however, fundamentally altered my perspective on that cup, because what I believed to be beneficial was hardly functioning at all. Green tea has been hailed as one of the world's healthiest beverages. Furthermore, that reputation is accurate. It contains potent substances known as catechins, one of which, EGCG, is particularly well known for enhancing metabolism, circulation, and even promoting healthy erections. Many guys over 60 go for it because they want to feel a little more alive, energized, and like their younger selves again. Here's the secret, though. The majority of those nutrients never even reach your blood. As you can see, EGCG is quite delicate. A lot of it decomposes when you cover those fragile leaves with boiling water. And the acid completes the task when what's left eventually makes it to your stomach. Less than 20% of its potency is still present by the time your intestines have had a chance to absorb it. And in older men, it may be considerably lower. Simply said, our digestive systems have changed over time. The lining of the stomach thins, stomach acid changes, and the efficiency of nutritional absorption decreases with age. Green tea's health benefits haven't diminished. It's because your body can no longer use it efficiently. Imagine saving money for the rest of your life in a bank account that you will never be able to access. That is the result of improperly consuming green tea. You're working hard and get very little in return. What's even more unexpected is this. Your heart and energy levels aren't the only things impacted by inadequate diet. It subtly affects your hormone balance, blood flow, and even your masculine performance. Before your body has a chance to utilize them, the very advantages you want to obtain from your morning routine are passing through your fingertips. When I initially presented this to one of my long-term patients, I can still clearly recall it. "Doctor, you're telling me my tea has been lying to me?" he asked, glancing at me. I'm not lying, I answered with a smile. Simply misinterpreted. Don't give up, though, since there is a wonderful, easy answer. All of the power concealed in that cup can be unlocked with a single, tiny component that most guys already have in their kitchen. Your morning tea will never be the same after you add it. In fact, it may end up being your day's most significant routine. Let's discuss what that component is and how it can drastically alter your body's reaction to green tea. Section 2. The silent decline of the male body after 50. I started to notice something small but unnerving when I approached 50. My energy wasn't the same, even though I continued to work out and eat healthily. Halfway through the day, I would lose focus, wake up feeling as though I hadn't slept, and even my workouts would feel slower and heavier. I dismissed it as part of growing older, but I had a gut feeling that something wasn't quite right. And I wasn't by myself. I've heard this scenario from almost every male I've treated who is in his 50s or 60s. Doctor, even though I'm doing everything correctly, I don't feel like myself anymore, they say. This is due to the fact that aging is a gradual process. One little system at a time, it gradually fades you away. This insidious deterioration starts earlier than most people realize inside the male body. Your stomach acid starts to wane about the age of 50. This indicates that the nutrients in food you consume do not adequately broken down. Once effective at absorbing all of the nutrients, your intestines begin to thin. Once acting as a sponge, the lining now functions more like a sieve, allowing vital substances to flow right through. In the meantime, your liver, which was previously your best organ for processing and detoxification, becomes overactive in the wrong ways. It begins to break down beneficial nutrients more quickly than your body can utilize them. It's similar to attempting to fill a bucket that is leaking. The cornerstone of male vigor, testosterone, comes next. Even if it descends slowly, the impacts are felt everywhere. Your vitality, drive, self-assurance, and even the way your blood flows through your veins. You begin to lose the inner rhythm and natural spark that formerly gave you a sense of strength, capability, and focus. You're not damaged. All you're doing is operating on a slower system. I've witnessed males hold themselves responsible for this. They believe they are weak, sluggish, or simply unfortunate. However, none of that is accurate. Your body isn't failing you in actuality. It's requesting an alternative form of assistance. In your 60s, the same routines that were effective in your 30s won't be as beneficial. You don't have to put forth more effort. You must use your biology more intelligently. This is where nutrient unlocking's power enters the picture. Because what if you could train your body to use more effectively, rather than making it take more? What if decades of deterioration could be reversed by a tiny organic combination, something as basic as what you put in your tea? I'll lay out the precise physics in the next section to explain how that's possible and why it might be the simplest adjustment you ever make to improve your energy, attention, and manhood. Section 3. The Science of Nutrient Unlocking. I can still clearly recall the moment this realization really made sense to me. Sitting in my office, I was going over the results of blood tests done on Richard, a 67-year-old longtime patient. He was a patient who always did things correctly: meditation, daily walks, fish oil pills, and green tea every morning. However, in spite of his efforts, his circulation was poor, his antioxidant levels were startlingly low, and his energy was rapidly waning. We must be missing something, I thought as I glanced at him. I did a lot of research because of that question, and the results were shocking and, to be honest, transformative for men like him. A concept known to scientists as bioavailability held the key to the solution. The ability of your body to absorb and utilize the nutrients you provide it is referred to by this fancy term. Most males don't consider this. They believe that their bodies will naturally benefit from eating nutritious foods or drinking green tea. However, it isn't how things function, particularly as we become older. By your 60s, your liver starts breaking down substances too quickly, your stomach acid weakens, and your gut enzymes slow down. Your digestive system seems to have forgotten how to supply your cells with nutrition. This explains why so many guys who regularly drink green tea nonetheless feel drained, lethargic, and heavy. What they're putting in is just not useful to their body. At that point, I discovered a component that transforms everything. A common, lowly spice that silently lurks in practically every cuisine: black pepper. It turns out that piperine, a substance found in black pepper, is one of the most potent bioavailability boosters ever found. Piperine allows your body to fully absorb nutrients by slowing down specific liver and intestinal enzymes that break them down too quickly. It can boost the absorption of that essential antioxidant, EGCG, by up to 2,000% when coupled with green tea. Consider that. Once giving you nearly nothing, the same cup of tea suddenly gains 20 times its potency. You're altering how your body absorbs the tea, not the tea itself. The outcomes were astounding when I initially began suggesting this to my patients. Many people informed me that within weeks their blood flow was stronger, their focus was clearer, and their energy felt smoother. Some even reported feeling warmer hands and feet, i.e., an obvious indication of better circulation. It seemed as though their bodies were at last awakening. What's even more exciting is this. Black pepper is only the first step, because a new, stronger, more intelligent, and far more important manner of aging is possible once you realize how one ingredient can unlock another. The whole set of natural enhancers that transform your regular cup of tea into a daily habit for real masculine power will be revealed in the next section. Section 4. The Male Power Ingredient Combination. I didn't anticipate such potent effects when I first began exploring with ways to make green tea truly work for my patients. Before leaving for the clinic each morning, I recall trying out several combinations on my own, squeezing this and pinching that, simply to see how my body would react. On some days, nothing changed, but on others, I had a sudden clarity and a feeling of warmth coursing through my arms and chest. At first it was faint, but it was obvious. I was learning that it was more than just a drink. A simple cup of tea might be transformed into something much more, a tool for male vigor, thanks to a recipe, a natural combination. The essential component, black pepper, is where it all begins. The real gatekeeper of absorption is this unassuming spice that is frequently disregarded. Piperine, one of its compounds, slows down the degradation of antioxidants so they have more time to enter your system. It maximizes EGCG's potential and increases its efficacy by up to 20 times when combined with green tea. However, as I continued to improve the recipe, I came to an even more intriguing realization. Black pepper has an almost synergistic impact when combined with other natural boosters. In addition to improving nutrient absorption, the body also starts to circulate nutrients more effectively, boosting metabolism, energy, and even sexual function. Lime or fresh lemon is the initial partner to black pepper. Citrus juice, even a few drops, can make a big difference. Lemon's vitamin C serves as a barrier, preventing stomach acid from destroying the delicate chemicals in green tea. It makes it possible for more of those antioxidants to get it through digestion and into your cells undamaged. Yes, the flavor is cool, but the science is far more fascinating. Your absorption rate can almost quadruple with this one adjustment. Ginger comes next. Not only is ginger warm, but it also awakens the body, which is why I've always loved it. Being a natural vasodilator, it aids in blood vessel opening, enhancing blood flow to the reproductive system, heart, and brain. After adding ginger to their morning tea, many of my patients told me they felt more alert, energized, and even more secure in their personal relationships. It's just one of those minor adjustments that your significant other notices before you do. Lastly, I occasionally suggest adding a dash of cinnamon, particularly for guys who have trouble with energy slumps or recalcitrant belly fat. Cinnamon helps your body burn energy rather than store it by stabilizing blood sugar and promoting a constant metabolism. You can increase the efficiency of your metabolism by taking just half a teaspoon daily. These don't have to be used all at once. Make your decision depending on what your body requires. Ginger for circulation, cinnamon for metabolism, lemon for protection, and black pepper for strength. To maintain the equilibrium of your system, rotate them once a week. Because then you'll start to notice something out of the norm. Your tea will do more than just keep you warm. You will be awakened from within. And in the following section, I'll walk you through the entire process of making it so that each sip complements the natural rhythm of your body. Section 5. How to prepare it correctly. Over the years, I've witnessed a lot of guys take their health seriously, but fail to get the desired effects due to minor, preventable errors. The way you make green tea determines whether it has a pleasant flavor or is a potent medication. I discovered this the hard way. Because I believed that hotter meant stronger, I used to pour boiling water directly onto my tea leaves years ago. I had no idea that I was ruining the very substances that gave green tea its flavor. I now boil my tea every morning with patience and intention, and I also teach my patients to do just that. Respecting the temperature is the first step. After your water begins to bubble, turn off the heat and let it cool for a minute or so. It should be just heated enough to bring out the flavor without burning the catechins. The ideal temperature range is between 75 and 80 degrees Celsius, or around 170 and 175 degrees Fahrenheit. The ECG you've been losing over years without noticing is protected by that one little thing alone. Then slowly steep your tea. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. It's not a race, and this isn't coffee. Tea that has been oversteeped becomes bitter rather than stronger. The color should gradually deepen throughout brewing rather than being hazy or black. At that point, you may be certain that the antioxidants are intact and prepared to function. The exciting part is about to begin. Transforming that straightforward tea into an elixir of vitality. A tiny pinch of freshly ground black pepper should be added. Not much is required of you. The flavor may be overpowered by too much. The piperine, a substance that allows your cells to absorb all of those potent nutrients, is activated by that minuscule quantity. Add half a teaspoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice after that. As the acids combine to lock in the antioxidants and improve the taste, you'll hear a little sizzle. Add a tiny slice of fresh ginger or a sprinkling of cinnamon for added crunch. A deeper scent will emerge as the tea rests. Your cue that it's ready is that. Sip it slowly. As you take a sip, feel the warmth radiating from your chest. This is about connection, not just about tea. Your body is reminded to slow down, assimilate, and renew by this daily ritual. I remind myself that this is fuel, not simply flavor, every morning when I take my first sip. When my patients figure out how to cook it this way, amazing things happen. They begin to treat their tea as a kind of healing rather than as a habit. What's the best part? After you start this new ritual, your body undergoes a profound transformation. I'll explain the changes you might anticipate and why those minor alterations indicate your body is at last waking up again in the following section. Section 6. What takes place inside your body? I was genuinely astounded the first time I witnessed the transformation this straightforward practice brought about in a patient's body. George, a retired educator in his late 60s, approached me in frustration. "Doctor, I'm following all of your instructions, but I still feel like my engine won't start in the morning," he stated. For barely 3 weeks, I urged him to try my green tea approach. He returned with a confidence I hadn't seen in years as he entered my office. He had straighter posture and brighter eyes. He said, "I feel like something switched back on inside me, but I don't know what's happening." I realized then it was more than tea. This was change. Everything inside of you starts to change when you drink your green tea properly. The blood flow improves in a few of days. You may find that your feet and hands aren't as cold as they used to be. This occurs as a result of your vessels relaxing, which restores oxygen delivery to your tissues. Instead of being jittery like coffee, your energy seems more stable and centered. At last, EGCG's antioxidants are entering your bloodstream, shielding your heart and cells from oxidative damage. Your body seems to have been anticipating this moment, waiting for you to provide it with the nutrients it was previously unable to obtain. A week or two later, mental clarity starts to come back. A lot of males tell me they feel more focused, attentive, and even emotionally stable. It's not just your imagination. More oxygen reaches the brain from improved blood flow, which facilitates concentration, memory, and thought processes. Then something much more significant takes place. The most sensitive blood vessels, which are in charge of male performance, start to perform better as well as the rest of the body's circulation.
Some men characterize it as a resurgence of a spark, an indication that their drive, confidence, and vitality are subtly regenerating from within. This practice helps your body regain equilibrium at the cellular level. Your metabolism improves, blood sugar levels level out, and inflammation goes down. Running on empty is no longer an option for you. At last, you're supplying your system with the natural fuel that nature intended. It's like sending a message to every cell with every drink. Get up, fix it, and prosper. And this is what I adore the most. Pills or extreme diets are not the source of this change. It originates from something basic, something old. Your body is already aware of this. It won't alter if you force it to. You're giving it permission to remember how to function. But it's not just the science that makes this change complete. It's the attitude that underlies it, because you begin to view health in a whole new light once you discover how minor daily routines can change your physique and confidence. And that's precisely what we'll discuss after this, the ritual's emotional center and how it aids men in rediscovering their masculinity, strength, and purpose after the age of 60. Section 7. The core of emotions. Taking back manhood after 60. I have worked with men for more than 30 years, and if I've learned anything, it's that gray hair and wrinkles aren't the most difficult aspects of aging. It's the silent identity erosion. It's waking up one morning and discovering that you don't feel as capable, strong, or self-assured as you once did. I recall a 72-year-old former firefighter named David, one of my patients, sitting in my office with his hands folded and quietly stating, "Doctor, I just don't feel like myself anymore." I was more affected by that sentence than by any medical assessment, because performance and energy aren't the only factors. It has to do with what those items stand for. A guy feels as though a piece of himself is being lost when he loses his vitality. I tell all men who feel that way, nevertheless, this. Your strength does not diminish with age. It just conceals it. Your inner fire never goes out. All it needs is oxygen once more. You're doing more than just increasing blood flow and metabolism when you start giving your body what it really needs, like this easy green tea practice does. That inner strength that reminds you of who you are is being rekindled, a man made for connection, purpose, and resiliency. Your tea drinking becomes more than just a habit. It becomes a declaration. I'm still here, it says. I'm still important. Your body will sense the change even if you don't. Your mind clears a bit quicker, your heart beats a little harder, and your confidence starts to come back together piece by piece. Men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s have stood taller, walked with pride, and rekindled the spark they believed had vanished forever. They choose to be there for themselves each and every morning, not because of magic or medication. And that's my favorite part of this routine. It's straightforward, sincere, and incredibly human. Chasing youth is not the point. It's about respecting the man you remain. The person who has experienced life, labor, love, and education. The one who still has the right to feel alive, robust, and keen. You're not attempting to go back in time when you sip that tea. You're demonstrating your resilience in the face of time. What occurs, though, if this attitude of renewal permeates all you do? Not only your tea, but your everyday existence, your connections, and your decisions? In the next section, I'll demonstrate how this modest act of self-control and self-respect may have a profound impact on your life, changing not only your health, but also how you live, love, and lead as a man over 60. Section 8. Typical errors to avoid. I've come to the conclusion throughout the years that most men don't fail because they're irresponsible. They just aren't aware of what is subtly working against them, which is why they fail. I've encountered hundreds of men who drink green tea faithfully every morning, convinced that they're doing the right thing, but their confidence is eroding, their energy levels are low, and their attention is dull. They virtually always make the same few blunders when I sit down to ask them questions. Small, seemingly innocuous habits that deprive the body of the very advantages they seek. Before experience and a little humility taught me better, I used to make the same mistakes myself. Making your tea too hot is the first and most frequent error. While boiling water may appear to be the fastest method of extracting flavor, it is also the fastest method of destroying it. Extreme heat destroys the fragile antioxidants that are the reason you drink green tea. Therefore, each time you saturate the leaves with boiling water, you are destroying the nutrients before your body can utilize them. Although it might seem like a little step, letting the water cool a bit can make the difference between a cup that nourishes you and one that accomplishes nothing. Drinking it on an empty stomach is the second error. Although many men believe that doing so speeds up the tea's action, the acid in your stomach actually breaks down those delicate compounds before they can be absorbed. This behavior may eventually even cause irritation to the lining of your stomach, which will make you feel apprehensive rather than energized. Serve your tea with a light breakfast, such as a handful of nuts or a small piece of fruit, to safeguard your digestive system and help those antioxidants do their best work. Using prepackaged or bottled green tea is the third error. It's convenient, I know. Although it's simple to buy one at the store and believe you're being healthy, by the time the bottle gets to you, the majority of the catechins and EGCG have long since disappeared. Only flavored water, possibly some sugar, and virtually no real benefit remain. Only when green tea is natural, fresh, and made by hand does it have its true power. Believing that more is better is the final mistake. Men who drink 5 or 6 cups a day, believing they are speeding up results, have been observed by me. However, that is not how your body functions. Consuming too much green tea can cause stomach distress and hinder the absorption of iron. 6 hurried cups are not nearly as powerful as 1 or 2 well-prepared cups. Your tea becomes more than just a beverage once you stop making these errors. It turns into a daily act of respect for your own health and a ritual of intention. And when you start doing it correctly, deeper things start to happen. In the following section, I'll demonstrate how these minor daily adjustments not only safeguard your physical health, but also fundamentally transform your long-term vitality and self-assurance. Section 9, the long-term effect. When I think back on the men who made a real difference in their health, not just for a few weeks, but for the rest of their lives, they all shared consistency. They made a commitment to small, consistent habits rather than striving for perfection. The 68-year-old mechanic Robert, who came to me years ago, exhausted and worn down, comes to mind. His energy was erratic and his blood pressure was rising. T was no longer as confident. "Doctor, I feel like I'm just existing, not living," he said. I asked him to be patient while I explained the science behind this tea ritual. "I don't know how to explain it, but I feel alive again," he said as he entered my office 3 months later, his eyes glimmering. I wish every man over 60 could go through that kind of change. The silent power of renewal. This small ritual has a profound effect on your body over time. By decreasing oxidative stress and increasing vessel elasticity, it fortifies your heart. Your blood circulates more easily, delivering oxygen to each and every cell, muscle, and organ. You can maintain a healthy weight without putting in a lot of work once your metabolism stabilizes. Your brain starts to react as well. Reduced periods of mental haze, improved memory, and sharper focus. However, the confidence that results is more important than the physical changes alone. The way you move, think, and interact with people changes when you feel good about your body once more. You cease to exist and begin to live once more. Yes, your most private health is included in this as well. You and your partner may notice something unexpected as your circulation gets better and your energy levels level out. That vitality you thought was lost forever is back. Innumerable men have told me, frequently with a smile, "My wife told me to slow down, doctor." I chuckle because I can tell that their body is finally functioning in their favor rather than against them. That's what occurs when your blood flow, hormones, and cells begin to work together as they should. There is no miracle here. It is the fruit of perseverance and determination. Years of care can rebuild you from the inside out, just as years of neglect can wear you down. Every morning cup turns into an investment in freedom as well as health. Freedom from exhaustion, annoyance, and inferiority complexes. However, this change is followed by something even more profound, a change in perspective that can completely alter your approach to aging.
because you start to view the rest of your life from a whole different perspective once you realize that your body can still recover and become stronger. And we're going to find out just that, the deeper meaning of this ritual and how it can improve your quality of life in addition to lengthening it. Section 10, the more profound message, strongly aging without slowing down. I frequently notice a familiar expression in the eyes of men in their 60s, 70s, or even 80s when I sit across from them, a mixture of subdued acceptance and concealed annoyance. I suppose this is just the way aging feels, they tell me, Doc. And each time I say, no, that's what giving up feels like, I meet their eyes directly. Slowing down is not the same as aging. The first is natural. The alternative is a decision. Decades of practicing medicine and even more years of life have taught me that how you treat your body affects how it reacts. It pays attention, it adjusts, it recalls. Additionally, it rewards you in unexpected ways when you begin providing it with the things it really needs, even something as basic as a properly brewed cup of green tea. Vanity is not the issue here. It's not about trying to stay young or act like you're 20 again. It's about respecting the years you've lived without allowing them to dictate your boundaries. Something amazing occurs when you decide to take care of yourself with discipline, awareness, and respect, rather than with costly medications or dangerous shortcuts. Your body starts to believe in you once more. Your confidence returns, your mind clears, and your heart beats more forcefully. Instead of waking up exhausted, you begin to wake up with a purpose. Instead of being stiff, you begin to move with energy. You start to experience the silent delight of life, not as an elderly man resisting time, but as a more mature man accepting it. Men who used to have trouble climbing stairs have started walking miles every morning. I've witnessed couples rediscover intimacy, laughter, and affection that they had assumed had vanished forever. And because they realized what they never really lost, their capacity to take control of their health, their bodies, and their lives, men who had previously felt invisible have stood tall again. That is the true meaning of this rite. It goes beyond tea, antioxidants, and even energy. It has to do with self-respect. Each cup is an affirmation to yourself that you have more strength, clarity, and purpose to give, and that you are not finished yet. If that type of power can be unlocked by a single habit, just think of what else may occur if you began to approach every decision with the same awareness. Because the reality is that your body is not where transformation starts. It starts with your attitude. And in the last section of this journey, I'll show you exactly how to make this new knowledge a habit that will last a lifetime and keep you vibrant, strong, and alive well into old age. Section 11. In conclusion. 1 cup, 1 decision, 1 fresh start. Reflecting on the many years I've spent assisting men in regaining their strength and vitality, I've come to the conclusion that no hospital, medication, or supplement can ever produce the most significant changes. They originate from the tiniest, most deliberate routines, the ones carried out in silence each and every day. This is why making green tea the proper manner is a simple ritual that has far more significance than it first appears. It goes beyond simply increasing circulation or energy. Reminding your body to work for you is the goal. It's about allowing yourself to feel alive, strong, and attentive even when you're 60, 70, or 80 years old. I often think of the men who brewed their tea with care each morning, who squeezed a lemon, added a slice of ginger, and put a bit of black pepper, and who took this voyage seriously. I noticed that as time went on, their confidence returned, their cheeks brightened, and their posture changed. I heard from several that their energy returned. Others reported an improvement in their blood pressure. Some chuckled and said that their wives also noticed something. That spark, they believed, had vanished forever. Consistency always triumphs over intensity, which is why these changes didn't happen suddenly. Your body responds with gratitude when you give it what it needs, and repeat that gift each morning. This routine has also become special to me. I silently brew my tea every morning before sunrise, wait for the water to cool, and then take that first thoughtful sip. It has nothing to do with coffee. Connection is key. I vouch for the fact that our work is what keeps me healthy and gives me a sense of purpose.
It serves as a reminder that large gestures aren't always necessary for healing. It originates from the silent times when you choose that you are worthwhile. Let this be the one thing you remember from the entire lesson. Your 60th birthday is not the end of your best years. When you choose to treat your body as the ally it has always been, they start. This one tiny, everyday decision, making a better cup of tea with intention, can serve as the catalyst for a far more significant change. It is evidence that your tale is still being written, and that you still have control over your health. So keep that in mind when you bring that steaming cup to your lips tomorrow morning. You're doing more than just sipping tea. You're taking back your vigor, strength, and focus. A drink at a time, a habit at a time, a fresh start at a time. Because it takes time to get improved health. It occurs every day as a result of the decisions you make and the self-respect you exhibit. And that's where true longevity, true vitality, and true manhood start.